To support the locker room, go to moneyball.com.au and sign up for free today. You pick your starting nine with a $60,000 salary cap and you play for real cash. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of the locker room. I am here with David Nofoaluma. That close?
Good enough, man. Good enough.
I had to dig. That's the main thing. What's going on, brother?
Yeah, not much. Just excited to come in for a chat and, looking forward to it.
And West Tigers, man, big win recently. Like, yous have had a tough season, but yous have played really good footy and then not so good footy. It seems like you're back to the good footy. What's that been like for you?
Yeah, look, training's, it's been different. It's been a lot of things have been changing. We've our spirits are higher, and in the past we've been inconsistent, and we're working really hard together as a team to ensure that everything we do on and off the field, comes in play. And I think we're trying to get that roll on, and hopefully we can keep going. Because
what's it been like? Kind of like you know how you lose a couple, and then like everyone's down. When you come into training, like, what's the feeling like? How have you been able to bounce back? Because you've bounced back a few times. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, obviously we had a good roll on. Who was that against? Just before Roosters. I think we had Broncos.
You beat the Broncos quite well.
Yeah, and then we came in with high spirits, and to verse Roosters were coming up. Obviously, they're a tough side, always been against us, and we had obviously it was a bit disappointing with the loss, but in the past, with the start of the week at training, it's been all down.
Yeah, like as you do, you get down, and then kind of like it snowballs.
Yeah. So, I think the difference is now that we come in and we're just really still high, and focused on what our next job is the following week. So, I think that's what's been a big change. And
so you've kind of like you've taken it as in, okay, we've lost, but everything's still sweet. We're still sweet here, kind of thing.
Yeah. Like we come in and we forget about that past week and that game, and we focus hard on the next job, which is which was South, and it showed plenty of courage and what we're capable of doing. And
because like you look at your side. When I look at your side, you got like some really explosive outside backs. You got Kevin Nofoaluma, yourself. You've got, you got your Farah that comes in, and he's like, like a kind of smart head that like knows make the right plays. And then you got Mania Sherrington when he does come in play, he's really explosive and stuff like that. So you got like this really good mix. It just seems like when it clicks, it's like perfect. Everything's perfect. Then obviously that when it doesn't click. So is that something that you can feel? Like, for example, last game when you played really well, did it just feel like it all clicked like correctly?
Yeah, well, JT, he's been doing a great job. He knows what he's doing, and as you can see, when Faf came off the bench, he was a big explosion to the team and added a lot of excitement. And I think that by the looks of it, it suited him. And our team gelled really well together, and everything's gone right at the moment. And
it's weird how like different teams, like not even different teams, but the same team can require you to play a very different role. Like bringing Farah off the bench, like he usually starts, but he comes off the bench and kills it.
Yeah.
And it just seems like right now that seemed to be the best for you guys, which is weird because he's so good starting as well.
Yeah. Well, you could be good starting off, but you could also be better if you're coming off the bench. But that's obviously not my job. My job's just to play. And
how much would you have to get paid to be a coach?
Oh, mate,
wouldn't have a clue. Oh, bro,
I'd love to know what Wayne Bennett's on.
Oh, bro, I would never be a coach. You'd have to. I reckon I'd need at least $1 million a year.
Yeah, bro, that would be nice. Jeez,
bro, can you imagine the amount of pressure? Like, for example, JT, like the amount of pressure he's copped from the media, like having to deal with that week in, week out.
Oh yeah. You got to feel for him sometimes. He's not what people think.
Yeah, gets portrayed a certain way, but he's not really like that. Yeah.
You know, I think the fans want to see what they want to see, but they don't actually know what's going on.
Yep.
But you know, he works really close with the players, and I think that's one thing he's only concerned about. He doesn't worry about all that.
The outside stuff.
Yeah, all the outside stuff. Yeah. So I think that's what helps us as a team a lot.
He's been like, for the amount of pressure that he's had to cop, he's been pretty good at just keeping things like calm.
Oh,
like
yeah, he's real calm.
Yeah,
he's real calm. Yeah.
Because like if that was me, I'd be wigging out. I'd be like, "Can you motherfuckers just stop writing shit about me? We're all boys here. The team loves me. I love the team. Like it's all good." But he's he's been real calm, and it seems like it has helped a lot of the younger boys as well. Like you got Mitchell Moses and Brooks. That are, especially Moses, he's playing good footy now, like real good footy.
Yeah,
like, killed it last week.
Yeah.
Is that been something that he has like brought a really calming presence to coach for yourself and for the boys?
Yeah, I think like I said, he's working really close with the players, and I think you know, for myself, he's working really well with me off the field, and I think that's helping me a lot on the field.
Okay.
So I think that's one thing that he works with the players that's really making a difference to the team environment lately. So I think, you know, the way we're going, I think that's got a lot to do with it. Yeah,
being able to kind of weather that storm. Speaking of storms, yourself, you did your ACL in 2014, and then you came back and did you injure yourself again?
Yep, had a minor setback.
Yep. So obviously, like when you came onto the scene, you like exploded onto the scene, and you know you were the next big winger. And I mean, obviously, you're still playing really good footy, but you've had your own kind of struggles. What's the last? I guess because you made your debut in 2013.
Correct. Yep.
What's the like from then till now? What's it kind of been like for you? Has it been a roller coaster, or has it been, you know, pretty sweet and pretty, you know, sturdy kind of thing, or has it been up and down?
Yeah, obviously, if you know, for anyone, injury like ACL is going to put you out for months. It hurts. You know, I think, you know, it's mainly the recovery bit that you know kind of
kills you
and being in rehab.
Bro,
and,
just looking at the boys and they're laughing.
Oh mate, boys are on the field and you could be in the gym by yourself.
Oh bro,
I think that's the worst thing. And
no one will ever understand that pain.
No.
I swear, every time I got injured, training sessions seem to have got funner. It's like they have the best moments ever when when I wasn't there.
Oh no, but I think you once you do get back, or when times are like that, I think you appreciate.
Yeah, 100%.
Appreciate when you do get out there with the boys instead of staying in the gym doing weights and cardio by yourself. I think that's a killer. And
you're just getting. I reckon. Oh, actually, you came in a bit later than this, but probably 2005 when I first started. A few years before that, if you were in rehab, they kind of like they didn't go easy on you, but it was like treated as okay, you're in rehab, so we'll ramp it down a bit. Whereas I reckon it got to about 2008, 2009, and if you're in rehab, you get fucking towed more than the boys on the field.
Yeah.
And oh my god, so it's even more.
That's what makes it worse.
Yeah.
You're like you don't want to be in rehab.
Oh, bro. But it's not your fault either.
Yeah. It's like you're going. It's getting worse, but
100%. It's like you got your fully busted knee, but not only do you have a busted knee and you did not choose to be there, you're getting towed more than all the boys.
And you know you're gonna come back and get towed. That's,
bro, I'm feeling your pain.
Yeah.
So you grew up in Newcastle, you said, but your heritage is Samoan.
Yeah. I was born in Newcastle.
Yep.
At a young age, I moved to Campbelltown.
Yep.
And from then I grew up. I actually grew up with my grandparents.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, obviously, well, I didn't really know much about my father, and my mother couldn't really support me. So, you know, she gave me onto my grandparents, which they raised me, and you know, they did a great job at that, and you know, to be, you know, kind of where I am now.
Oh, bro, that's massive.
You know, obviously proud to see what I've achieved and stuff like that.
So do you still keep in contact with either your father or your mother, or?
Oh yeah, my mother every now and then.
Yep.
Yeah, she's you know on and off, but I don't really have much to do with her. You know, I call my nan now, cause she's the one that hanging around. I call her mum.
Okay,
so,
mum. Yeah.
So
that's cool.
So I think I'm happy with that. And
well, it's kind of ironic, as in, you know, you could have gone the what society considers the normal route, and your mum could have struggled to keep you.
Yeah.
And these opportunities never would have arose, but you know, it may have been considered unselfish to give the raising of yourself to your grandparents that had the resources to give you chances.
So I wouldn't change.
Yeah.
You know, obviously everyone would love to have mum and dad.
Yeah.
In their life, but you know, I felt like I had that with my grandparents, and you know, I wouldn't change it. You know, because the person I am today, I think I wouldn't be here. Really, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now
100%.
if it wasn't for what happened. So, you know, I'm acceptable with that. And
yeah. So, was it hard? Were there hard times growing up though? I mean, I guess it's hard because I you know, had both parents in my life.
Yep.
So it's hard to really get my head around how it would be to think that they're not in my life. Was it at times when you were maybe a teenager, or where you did question a lot of things, like, you know, I wish I did have my mum around or anything like that? Or was it from the get-go, grandparents were sweet and loved it?
Yeah, you know, you see, you know, obviously times you see your mates and stuff with their parents, and you see they do a lot of things with mum and dad, and you know, whatnot. So obviously that's always gonna play something in my mind, and you know, it's something that's going to be acceptable. And you know, that's some people you know have it worse than me, and you know, I'm acceptable of that, and you know, I appreciate what my grandparents did for me. So
so is it your Samoan?
Yeah,
heritage?
I grew up. Yep. Samoan
Okay. So I guess you grew up in the Samoan culture that you may not have grown up in if you did. As in, it still would have been Samoan, but not as Samoan because they didn't come from. Okay, that's cool. That's really cool. So it's like a double plus. You got to experience, you know, your culture in a full blown circumstance, rather than, you know, maybe a half of experience only doing it when you get to see them. That's cool. So you grew up. When you did grow up, did you go back to Samoa at all with your grandparents? Or
No. I stayed here.
Yep.
I still haven't been to Samoa.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
I'd love to go there, man, just to experience it.
Yeah, it'll be obviously. My nan wants to go there at the end of this year,
really?
So you know, I
might have to take her.
Yeah, that's it.
And now you're locked in, bro. You just said it. I'm going to send her the snippet. He said he'd take it. Nah. Yeah. So when you did growing up, obviously not having your father and your mother. Were there hard times? Was there difficult times mentally for you? Did you ever emotionally struggle, or were you always pretty sweet with the fact that you had really loving grandparents or parents in your eyes?
Yeah, well, I think it got to a certain age where, you know, I started, you know, feeling really down on myself just because I didn't have that.
Yep.
And you know, it's something that I kind of had to, you know, work with, and you know, it wasn't easy, and you know, it's not the same, you know, when you don't have your real parents around, and that love and bond that you have with, I suppose, that people have with their parents, and I just think that you know, what has happened, you know, I wouldn't change it.
Yeah, okay. So you've got your head around it, and you're content with it now, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And there was times when it was like, oh, I wish this, but you've kind of moved past the wishing part.
You know, I wish for a lot of things. You know, if I could, you know, be, you know, with the family, or you know, but you know, at the end of the day, that's, you know, my life's
good.
Yeah,
real good. You're killing it. You're killing it, brothers. This is fucking mad.
Yeah. So you know, I wouldn't change for what has happened. So.
Yeah, I see what you mean. And have you ever met your father?
No, don't know what he looks like.
Really?
Never met him. Yeah, so
that's crazy.
So to be, you know, I seen some players that I'm sure I seen something on was it Darius Boyd that he just
similar
recently,
situation.
Something about his father, and I think that's something interesting. Would be interesting for myself. So,
mate, 100%.
You know, I wouldn't know what he looks like.
Would that be something that would interest you to find out and just meet him? Just to
know, see what he looks like.
Yeah.
Just so, you know, what's happening, type of thing, and
you know,
I assume it'd be something that, would come past.
Hopefully, I mean, now your name's out there, and I'm sure he would know that you exist.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, that'd be cool, man. It'd be really cool. It'd be cool to document it, to just see how you felt like in that moment. Like, who was I speaking to? Similar situation to Joel Thompson from the Dragons. He didn't really know his father either, and his father came. He actually thought a different man. His stepdad was his real dad. Until he was 13 years old, and he found out that his stepdad wasn't his real dad, and he met his real dad like 3 years later, and started hanging out with him and
having a good relationship with him.
Yeah. So and he said it was really weird.
I'd like to know what what kind of the emotion that he would have went through when he found out.
We said it was weird. He just said it was weird because it just rattled my world, because I had this set of ideas of what was real, but then it wasn't real. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's my dad, but that's actually not my dad.
It's like someone coming up to you and a man coming to you, I just want to let you know that
I'm your actual dad.
I'm the actual dad, or some bloke, comes up to you, I'm your actual dad, and you just
you'd be wigging out. You'd be like, man, this guy's crazy. He's not my dad. You wouldn't believe it at first. Yeah, you'd be like, what are you talking about, bro? Man, so I guess. So what you have achieved is even more kind of, I'm sure you would never say this because you're a humble guy, but it's an impressive feat to have achieved what you have achieved at such a young age without that, stereotypical, I guess, rock of a family. You do have your family, don't get me wrong, your grandparents. Yeah. But do you know what I mean? I guess it's even more of an achievement to have achieved that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, it was actually, when I was playing 20s, at the beginning of would be 2011. I would have started under 20s, and it was 2012, and we actually won the under 20s.
The grand final.
Yeah, the grand final in 2012, and after that, I think a lot of players get that point where if it's either make it or break it.
Yeah.
Type of thing, and I had that after that year, and I had one more year of 20s left. And I said, to myself, if I don't really have a crack, here's my chance next year. It's my opportunity to really get myself out there and do my best. And that was my mentality. And I came back. I trained with NRL that year, and I came back to 20s, and I played 2 games. And in my second game, I did my medial ligament in my knee. So I missed about, I think, 6 to 8 weeks, and I remember just there's a lot of with that mentality of make it or break it. I was just going through a lot of things, like you in rehab. Oh, bro. So I said,
and you were in a situation where you were, as you said, you'll make it or break it. So you're kind of in your mind, you would have been thinking, maybe I'm not going to achieve what I want to achieve.
Yeah. And I through that stage, I thought to myself, I've got to be strong here. So, I trained the house down in rehab, and I came back round 9 in 20s, and I played 1 game, and the following week, the coach, NRL coach goes, you're going to make your NRL debut.
What, a week after being back?
Well, a week after being back in the 20s.
Bro, what an achievement.
I played 1 game of 20s.
That's mad, bro.
Yeah, and then the coach goes, you're on standby. You're a good chance of playing. And, Matt Utah at the time, and he had to pass a fitness test, and then obviously he didn't pass that test. And that was captain's run when I actually found out I was definitely playing.
Which day before the game?
Day before the game.
Oh, bro. What was that like for you?
Oh, my heart was just, it's a dream. It's a dream. 100%. It's a dream come true. So for me, I can imagine, I was 19 years old. My heart was racing. I was so excited. And then I played. It was against South, and, even though we got hammered, I remember the article the next day was Inglis and me behind him trying to run him down. And
Oh, really?
He's gassed it. It was kind of embarrassing, but
Bro, I still got a chipped tooth from when he fended my face.
Oh,
I swear to God, bro. I was playing the Warriors against the Storm.
yeah,
He fended my face, and this is like even more embarrassing. As he fended my face, and I fell over, and as I fell over, the back of his boot just went balls.
Oh.
Yeah, it's still in the back there. So
still in the back.
yeah, so I'm sure he's fended heaps of cunts faces, but yeah, still got a chipped tooth from Greg Inglis's fend.
Wow, jeez. But how about that? But yeah, yeah, I played in that game.
Yep.
And as I finished that game, we got back in the change rooms, and my 20s coach at the time was Toddy Payton.
Yep.
And he said to me, he came over to me and goes, "That's the last time I'll see you in 20s."
Oh, really?
And that feeling of him saying that, just meant that I did my best in that game.
Yep.
And that was the last game I played at 20. I played the rest of the year in first grade, and
that's mad.
And I never looked back. So, and then yeah.
So when you did get told you had made your debut, what was the phone call like to your grandparents? Because obviously they would have, you had a pretty tough upbringing, not having your family around, and then you ring your grandparents up, or your parents that you call them. What's the phone call like? What is it emotional?
It was more. It was more I was, obviously getting a bit emotional, but in a good way. I was happy to tell them that this what's happening, and I'm making my first grade debut, and I can just see all the hard work that goes through your mind, all the preseason training as a junior, and all the effort you put in, and there would have been a lot of people that doubted me, and
the chances, the statistical chances of you making it, not having a father and a mother, are so tiny. Like, most kids in your similar situation are either in jail or living in pretty tough circumstances because they don't have. It's just, and that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? Like they don't have the same support. For you to to have achieved what you achieved, massive. It's massive.
I've done a lot of things obviously on my own, and there's times people say you got to make a lot of sacrifices. So as a teenager, there's all these house parties and everyone wants to go there.
Yeah, I mean so many.
So my sacrifices were I had to be strong, and if I was to go out as a teenager, to not
drink, not go
crazy, and be sensible. And I knew that if I did that, it would help me in my career. And
so where do you reckon it come from? Like, where did it come from in your mind that you wanted to be a first grade, you wanted to be an NRL player? Where do you reckon that came from?
I suppose. I think it was I didn't really think much about playing NRL. I loved the game.
Yep. Okay.
I wasn't so much thinking about I loved NRL as any most kids do.
Yep.
You love NRL, but I played it because I
enjoyed it.
I enjoyed playing footy, and I think it was up until 13 years old I changed teams at junior club, and I had a different coach, and he taught me a lot of things that I didn't know, and a bit more about the game, and I kind of played good at that age, and I think from then I kind of had that feeling that I could do something out of this.
Oh, okay. So it was a specific coach that kind of put it in your head a little bit that you might be able to do something here.
And it's like something that I can learn more here. And as I got to learn it more, I became a better player. Yep. And as that went on, I became a better player and
more confident in the fact.
More confident, and started playing better footy. Yep. Even though it was a young age, it still made me more confident in playing NRL.
Yeah, so, and you look back to this, the Queensland and New South Wales sides of that age. There is a few players that do, most likely do go on to bigger and better things in footy. Do you know what I mean? Like, even though it's still young. Yeah,
there's a lot of names in the juniors.
Yep.
In the in New South Wales 16s, and there's a lot of players that come out of that and end up playing in the New South Wales and the Origin team. Yep. So there's a lot of players that It all comes from a young age.
Yeah, a very young age, which is crazy because, like, man, when I was 13, I was completely different. But yeah. So when you went there, was that you remember the coach being the first kind of catalyst or person to say to you, "This is the what you can do and what you're capable of." Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
and a bit of Well, exactly. Just showing me different strategies and a bit more knowing about the game and stuff like that. Yeah, and you get a lot of players. Like, I'm sure you coming up as a junior, you'll get a lot of players that you see that are guns, are the big names, and you have your SG Bourne, Harold Matthews.
Yep.
And they're the big names, and you think, oh, geez, wish I was had that same stature, and and then a few years later, you're not giving up, or from what you're not giving up on what you want, and they've kind of maybe
burnt out a bit. I know what you mean.
Took it for granted, so you kind of like, oh, what's happened to him?
You leapfrog him because you've worked hard at the kind of so from an age of 13, it was an active kind of thought in your head of like, if I train hard, things will come my way, kind of thing.
Yeah. That's a kind of mentality I had, is if I train hard and work hard for what I want, I'll get there, and and that feeling once you get there is just it's just you feel like you have the world at your feet. Did you
feel like before you played first grade, you're like, I just want one? Just give me one, and I don't care.
Yeah, that's it. I go,
but then you've got one.
I go, just give me one.
Yep.
Just give me one, mate.
And that's it. I'll retire happy. But then when you do play one,
you get one, and you get all the attention on at a young age, and you're just like, you love it.
Yeah, and you're like, I got to stay here.
I want more.
Yeah, I can't play reserve grade ever again. Never again.
Yeah, I want more of it. I want more of it.
Yeah. Oh man. So did your grandparents, were they able to, when you made the New South Wales side as a young kid, did they have to take you to all the games? Did they, how did you kind of manage that? Were they essentially the same? Did they play the same role as parents, or?
Yeah, well, like I said, my life was a bit of a, would you say roller coaster?
Yeah. Roller coaster.
And, I obviously had a girlfriend at the time, and I lived with her, and her parents were kind of supportive in that way, and that was around that period of when I was 15, 16 and playing in those teams, and I think they helped me a lot in a supportive way, because my grandparents weren't that.
Their grandparents, like, they got their own life that they've got to live.
They're old. And, they're not that. I suppose supportive as a young.
Well, they can't be driving around everywhere and stuff like that. They're older grandparents. They're living their life as older people, elderly people. That's
how it was, and I at the time, when I had my ex-girlfriend's parents there, they were good with that, and then and it was just before that 20s period that I was just speaking about, that we'd broken up, so I'd kind of lost that connection. I hit a big low.
Oh, wow. So not only did you lose, obviously, you would have cared about your girl, but you lost the foundation of like pushing you towards things or supporting you footy wise and getting you to places and stuff like that.
I lost all that. So it's kind of just hit rock, start over again. Yeah, that's how it was.
So what happened then? Like, so when you broke up with your missus, and you obviously couldn't live there anymore. Yeah. And you couldn't get driven anywhere anymore. What'd you do then?
Oh, mate, I was pretty much, I was for about months. I was on my own, and just trying to figure out what I got to do next.
Where'd you live? Just with your grandparents still?
I was staying with mates. I was just at mates, mates' place. Just just trying to think of what I'm going to do. That's what what I'm going to do next. And
do you still have mates that you stayed with back then? Now are they still good?
We're still friends. Yeah,
man, that's crazy. And so you would stay with your mates, and did the parents kind of know? Did they know that you had a rough upbringing?
Yeah.
They just try to take care of you whether they.
Yeah, they obviously after a bit they kind of took care, but they can only do so much. And, And then I've obviously moved on from her, and I met on the way home. I was on the way home from the city or something. I was on my way back to my grandparents, and I was thinking, I think this is, what I'll do next.
Yeah.
And I was on the way back, and I remember, I'm really close. I call them family now. And I was on the way home, and I was on a bus, and I remember them saying, whenever you have it tough, we're here anytime you need us. And then I was on the bus, and the bus actually goes past their place. It happened to go past their place on, you have when the trains aren't working, you got to catch a bus.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you were meant to catch a train.
Yeah.
But the trains weren't working, so you got in the bus.
I got on the bus, and the bus actually goes past their place on the way to the train station. And I remember them thinking of that. And it was during the day, and I still remember the day. And I got off that bus, and I knocked on their door, and they were happy to see me. And
so this is a mate that you're still mates with now.
This is family friends.
Okay,
that always there. And I knocked on that door, and they answered, and and then from then I kind of lived with them, and I.
So did you have your back? Did you just what did you have with you?
Nothing. Had nothing on me. Nothing on me, mate. It was just, I was just down, probably rock bottom. Just
probably that's 100% rock bottom. That's 100% rock bottom, bros.
I was I was at the bottom, and I didn't the stuff that was there's really nothing going on in my mind. It was like I'm worth nothing.
Man. So you say, did you have any money? How were you?
Nothing on me.
So you're essentially homeless.
Yeah. I was probably 17 years old, 16, 17 years old. Yeah.
So did you go to a public school then?
I was going to a public school then. I left school earlier.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I would have been 17. I just finished high school.
Man.
Yeah. So
you're on a bus, and you're like, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. I can go back.
I was on my way back to my grandparents, and I knew, that I wouldn't have not so much the support on the family side, the support as in
getting places and stuff like that.
And achieving
and living in a kid's life the way a kid is supposed to live.
Yeah.
So that is mental. This is mind blowing to me.
Yes.
So you're on a bus. You remember that they said anytime you ever need help, come to us. You go on, you knock on their door. They welcome you with open arms.
Yeah.
2 years later, you're playing NRL.
Yeah. 2 years later, I played NRL. Yeah. Yeah.
Bro, you went from homeless to NRL in 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah. So
mate, that is amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah. So it's something. Yeah. It's something, and it's just something that I always keep in mind. That's just for myself. That's why I'm pretty rapt to be where I am. And
100%, 100%, bro. I'm honestly lost for words. That literally 2 years ago, you didn't know where you're going to go, and then 2 years later, you're making your NRL debut, which only 0.01% of population of men do.
Yep.
And you achieve something. So in that 2 years, did you stay there for that whole 2 years, or did you jump around still?
No. I lived with them within that 2 years, and then I moved out to go closer to training.
Yep.
With a new partner, and then I stayed there for about a year, and then now I'm in the process of moving back. And,
okay.
Just to make things a lot easier. I miss the food and.
Looked
after,
Bro, I miss it so bad. So bad. I'm 29 now, though, so I can't go back.
You can't, man.
Bro, you know what I wish? I wish I was so rich that I could just pay for my family to live 5 minutes away so they could just cruise around. We could just hang out all the time. They'd be able to live there because they live in Queensland.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it'd be so good.
Yeah, well, you pay for some, a house.
Yeah,
get to pay for a maid to do anything like that.
That's the thing though. You can pay for a maid, but it'll never be as good as you've got your preferences that you like and all that kind of stuff. But
you get your perks when you're at home, especially when you're playing footy.
Yep.
You wake up, everything's ready for you.
All your clothes are washed.
Yeah, all your clothes are washed.
Your training gear's sweet.
Training gear's ready for the week,
bro.
And
so I guess take us back mentally into that time of. did you understand the gravity of your situation? I mean, if you weren't as talented as you were, you literally could have been on the street. You could be on the street right now if you weren't as talented or as driven as you were.
Yeah,
You know?
it was just my motivation. It was just, at times I just think, how motivated I was to try and get to where I am now was just for myself. It makes me feel good about myself, and it's just.
So, was it kind of this is my way out, like footy? If I work hard here, as you obviously did you actively think this is the way I can make a living and live a good life, kind of thing?
Yeah. You think, because you assume, when you're a kid, you think, I want to be an NRL player. Look what they do. You know, they're loving it. And they get everything.
Oh, bro! I used to think that they all drove Ferraris and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, so did I. I was thinking, they're driving Ferraris.
Yeah,
they're getting all the chicks.
Young. It's not even like that. Like most of the footy players drive like normal Commodores.
Yeah,
just normal cars.
Yeah, some people, you get your sponsored car from companies and stuff like
that. So when you made your debut, did you call your family friend or who you call family?
Yeah, I called everyone. Yeah.
What was it like, that conversation to them?
Yeah, it was just.
It's amazing.
It was a proud moment for everyone.
Yeah.
And especially the people that know what I've been through.
Yeah.
I think for them especially, that it was just they were more happy to see me achieve what I wanted to achieve, and there's no better feeling.
And growing up, did you do like athletics or anything like that?
Yeah,
you're an athletic guy.
In school I did athletics.
So like what, the 100 meters, 200, long jump?
Oh, pretty much all of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you go to like regionals and stuff for it?
Yeah, I went to regionals. I don't think I made New South Wales or anything like that.
Okay. Yeah. But was footy always your number one?
Footy was always in my head, and I remember in high school. I remember I fell asleep in one of the classes.
Yeah.
And my teacher, she obviously woke me up. And she goes, "What are you gonna get out of yourself? You're gonna, you're always focused on footy, and I know that's your number one thing, but you gotta do work and."
Like, what are the chances of you ever gonna make that?
Yeah, you're not gonna. The chances are low. You're not gonna make it, kind of thing. And that made me even more. I want to make it. Type thing. So, and then later, about 5 years down, and it was only last year. I was out and about. I went back out Campbelltown around the local, and that same teacher seen me, and she come up to me. She goes, "You're my perfect example of telling kids that if you really want something and you really want to achieve something,
you can.
Anything's possible." And she uses me as an example, and that made me feel
that's
good
amazing,
about
bro.
myself.
And you got to see her, and she admitted that that she was obviously
she was wrong. She like that. That I proved her wrong, and that anything's possible.
Man, that's crazy.
So that was something that I always remember.
Mate, this is blowing my mind. You were friggin' homeless. Does that hit you at all? Have you ever like not only were you not like you didn't grow up poor or anything like that, you grew up literally you didn't know where you were going to live.
Nah, no, I did. I just did most things on my own.
Yep.
Which is, it's just.
So do you do a lot of things on your own now because your whole kind of upbringing has been, I guess you've always had to take care of yourself, kind of thing.
Yeah. So I'll do. Obviously, do a lot of things on my own, and I've got that family, the family I stay with now, and they're really good to guide me in the right direction, I suppose.
I guess they'd be super proud of you.
Oh,
do they remember the day that you knocked on the door, and do they ever remind you? Like, we remember when you knocked on the door.
Yeah, they remember everything. And everything to them is a proud moment. So, they've got kids of their own, and they accept me and another friend of mine.
Oh wow!
That also was similar to me,
Similar situation.
They took us both in, and they take us as one whole family, which is something
that's crazy.
Not many people get.
Are they are they religious or anything like that, or are they just good people that just?
they're just generally good
just
people.
good people.
Yeah.
It's amazing, man. Just taking kids in and taking care of them. So, what about boots and stuff? How'd you have boots? Like, did you just equipment for?
Obviously, boots. Yeah, I probably had the same pair of boots for about 3 years.
Just taping like the toe up and stuff. That's like just coming apart.
Yeah, and then obviously, before I started footy, that family got me a job and stuff like that. So I started making a little bit of money, and then I played. After my first game, I got my pair of boots for my first game. I had to buy them after my first game, and the game after I signed, just a
shoe deal.
Just a shoe deal with Nike, and kind of just went on from there.
Do you still have that?
Yeah, I still have the shoe deal with Nike.
Man, no one makes them better than Nike.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I don't care. You can try and bring your Adidas shit in here. Nike makes easily the best. Like, easily the best boots.
You'd ask Aaron Woods, mate. He every day he wears Nike from top to bottom. You'd go out
really?
top to bottom, mate. I'm telling you.
Full matching kit?
Everything Nike. Nike hat, Nike shirt, Nike shoes.
So you make your debut, and then I guess, with everything you've been through, then obviously, I'm sure you do get down when you get injured, but when you do get injured, you're like, man, things could be way worse.
Because I know what it feels like to be
nothing.
So, I kind of don't go as deep as I suppose someone else would.
Yep.
I just focus more on getting back in and getting back in the grind. And when I get back, just playing my best footy, which I have been when I've come back from that ACL injury.
And take us back to one of the craziest tries I've ever seen in my life. Like, bro, Manly, that crossfield bomb from Benji.
Yep.
Let's just get mentally in the zone, back into that time when it all happened. Benji Marshall has the ball in his hands. What are you thinking? Walk us through the whole try, how it all happened. Like, what's going on?
Well, in captain's run, Benji said, just look out. If I get the ball early in the tackle, just look out for a kick. And I said, all right. And, I'll do that. And I remember in the game, he was in a position where I had the feeling that that it was on. It was on. And as soon as he kicked it, I ran for it. I just remember running, and I jumped, and I wasn't so focused on my opposition player, and I just remember jumping. As the ball landed in my hands, it was like slow motion.
Really?
It was freaky for me because everything went slow, and as I was in the air, I had a lot of thinking going in my mind. I'm going. I looked down and I was looking at the ground, and I'm going, I can get this.
Oh wow!
In my head, I'm going, I can get this, and as my body was turning, I just reacted really quick, and it was just all in. And I wasn't that shocked. Like, I didn't think it was as big as everyone thought it was.
Because you're just in that moment.
Yeah. And I was just so adrenaline rush, and everyone. I remember someone coming over and just going like
crazy, like
yeah.
The
fuck was that? And I was like, I don't know what it was. Type thing, and until I got home, and everything was on. Everything was social media, everything, and I remember it came on. I got taken to the thing. It came on in is it ESPN or something over in America?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was in the number one top.
Like player of the day or whatever.
Yeah, player of the week or something like that. And and so, one of my old mates tagged me in something today that got posted up on a sporting page, and it was up, and it's still going. So
yeah, man, it was like.
It's something that they'll always be in the books.
Oh, bro, that was amazing, amazing. And I get like, is a high ball something that you've always been good at, or is it just like was that just a one-off thing where everything happened perfectly, or
everything did happen perfectly. I've never done anything like that before, and I remember the year before. I remember at the start of that year, I go, this year I have to do something.
Oh really?
Yeah, I have to do something mad. I have to do something spectacular to get attention. And then for that to happen, it's like, it's just
bro, that I like that. It's just the it was similar to, maybe even better than, remember Israel Folau's put down in Origin?
On Origin, yeah.
Oh, bro,
Oh,
ridiculous.
mate.
But like, for you to get up and to twist your body in the right way, to put the ball down in the right way, like, so since then so that was 2013, right?
Yep.
And then 14 is when you did the ACL.
Yep.
And then you come back 15 and you played most of the year 15, and then you made the Prime Minister. Oh, sorry, you injured yourself and you played 10 games in the 15, scored 6 tries.
Yep.
Played Prime Ministers. What was, getting the call up? Not only do you play NRL, you get the call up for Prime Ministers 13. Like, was that right?
Yeah, it was just it made me feel like I finished the year in a good note.
Yeah.
I was happy with the way I ended up finishing 2015 and
scored 2 tries in that game as well.
Yeah. Scored
mental.
Scored 2, and obviously that helps with being on the list, and just I had a good mindset coming into preseason because I hadn't done a full preseason in the previous year because I was recovering from
ACL.
my ACL injury. Yeah, so coming in 2016, I had an awesome preseason, and come into the year and had a great start to the year, and everything's gone well at the moment. So I want that to continue.
Yep. Because you also made City this year. We're disappointed because the wing you went off.
Yeah.
Oh, four tries, bro.
Oh, I know. No, good. Yeah, it was Aaron Gray, but it was good. He done his job, which is good, and good on him. And it was filthy on me.
4 tries, bro. You would have been star again.
Yeah, I know. Could have at least been not 5 minutes. It could have been at least 30 minutes into the game, not 4 minutes.
Yeah,
so,
bro.
When that happened, I was just.
Your safety's more like.
It
was because you was a crusher, was it?
Yeah, it was crusher, and
I
heard like pops and cracks go at the back of my neck.
Oh, okay.
So that's what
made you worry a bit.
Yeah, it made me worried, and I just thought I was more worried about playing club, as many club footy games as I can this year. So I was more focused on worrying about my health.
Yep. And you're signed till next year?
Next year. Yeah.
So you're off contract next year?
Yeah, at the end of next year.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So.
What was, I guess, you make your Prime Minister's 13, and then you get called up for City. Was it City or Country?
City.
It was City.
City boy.
Well, yeah, so you get called up for City. I mean, like, your career just keeps on progressing and was this in your mind a few years ago? Like 2 years ago, were you like, I could go on to not only play NRL, but I could be selected for Prime Minister's 13, or were you just, is this all just kind of happening for you reckon?
Yeah, each year, obviously, I set out some goals and what I want to achieve, and and for those achievements, you put down, some things that you want to make, even if you don't, you still try and do your best to achieve them. So, so for Prime Minister's last year to make that, was one of the one to tick off the list, and I just go year by year, and I try and improve my game, and it's my main focus was this year was to play consistent footy.
Yep, just play a year of footy kind of thing.
And it's gone. I feel like it's gone well for me, and
because you've had to work, you had to work your way into the side.
Yeah,
you just because your backline's a really good backline, especially you got Tedesco there, and you got Nofoaluma playing ridiculously well as well.
I came last year. I came back into the centres, and obviously I played wing.
What do you like better, centre or wing?
I prefer wing because I came to the NRL in the wing, and I just
less defence.
Yeah,
and you get to
actually at the moment I'm thinking I'm averaging like 9 tackles a game or something.
Really?
Yeah, which is pretty high.
For a winger. We're carrying on a bit here.
I know, we're carrying
complaining
on a bit,
about 9. Bro, I used to hate it. I'd be like, just go the other way, please go the other way. Then I was like, I used to sit on the wing and be like, actually, I want you to come this way so you don't kick this way.
Yeah.
So I wanted them to come my way on the 5th, so they kicked on the 4th, so they kicked the other way on the 5th and last. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I'd always want them to attack my side, so they'd kick the other side, so I didn't have to go up for a high ball and you obviously, get scored on or drop the ball. Or
Yeah.
you just get that nervous at Suncorp, How nerve-wracking is it sitting at, waiting for the bomb to come across?
Yeah, well, especially the ones that just sit up.
Oh, bro, they're nightmares.
Oh, and they take forever, and the more I guess you concentrate on it, the worse it gets.
Yeah.
So, I know it sounds wrong, but
the more you think about it,
you're
thinking like, oh shit, this guy's coming this way, should I go up?
And you can't be
like
too
that,
calm.
like
Sometimes you want to be calm, you go, yeah.
Yep.
But when you're too calm, you got to
straight to the red
spew your guts.
and you're sitting there and you're like, should I go up? Should I go with my hands up? No, I'll probably drop it. Should I go like this, or should I not jump?
Oh,
There's so many different things.
Oh, mate. Especially when you get your spiral kicks.
Oh man, spiral kicks are just like you got to predict them. You just got to say, okay, if it's going up and it's spinning the right way, it's going to curve away from me.
Yep.
And if it spins over, if it flips over, you're fucked. You don't know where it's going then.
Especially the ones that go like, mate,
bro, I hate them.
They're bad.
Wingers, nightmare. What's the craziest kind of memory you've had? I guess growing up, do you have any crazy memories growing up that you remember where you're like whether it be footy, something happened crazy footy, or whether it be life crazy, like a story from your childhood, or, a memory of maybe winning a grand final as a young kid, or any crazy memories like that?
Winning grand finals, I was always the one that's jumping from team to team that win every game.
Oh, really?
Win every year,
So you'd go to the team that was the best team that year.
I won a grand final in every team in my junior. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
from what year on?
Oh, so I wouldn't say like
every year, but
from I've been in every grand final every year from I think under 8s.
Really?
Under 8s.
Far out. That's mad. And you just keep jumping from team to team.
Yeah, just team to team, and it was always the best team in the comp. So.
Yeah, mercenary for hire. Yeah. Just going to the best teams. What about crazy memory in playing first grade, or a funny story of one of the boys? You spoke of Woodsy wearing Nike everywhere, or is there any funny stories you have with the boys? Obviously that you can say, ones that you can't say, but
yeah. Oh, jeez. Bit on the spot there.
Yeah, I put you on the spot there. It's all good. I could ask you, all right, favourite rapper of all time?
Favourite rapper?
Of all time. Ask all the boys this.
Drake?
Oh, come on, bro. Not of all time. Surely not.
All time? Or you have your Tupac?
You can say anyone. You can't. I mean, if you want to go Drake, you can go Drake. It's cool. It's cool. But surely you can't say Drake's better than Tupac, Eminem, Biggie. Drake? Do you like his new album?
Views
from the Six?
Yeah, it's good.
I reckon, it's good. Don't get me wrong, but he needs to change it up a bit. He needs to, I like his rapping more than his singing.
Yeah, so he does a lot of
singing R&B.
Reminiscing songs, yeah.
What are those?
I suppose, you only listen to it when you're on the way home. And late night driving home, you're thinking about your ex or something like that. I think, I suppose, nah. I like Drake when he's rapping, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll
lock in Drake?
No, now you got me.
No, you can lock in Drake, right? It's all good. So we've got some J. Cole, Kendricks, so Drake's similar to them. Just not as gangster.
Yeah, no. At the moment, I'd go Drake.
Yeah.
You have your Michael Jackson.
Yeah, he's amazing. When you listen to his actual singing live, is astonishing.
Live?
As in, I haven't watched him live, but his live vocals.
Yep.
You can look him up on YouTube without any auto tune or anything like that. They're crazy good, crazy good.
Wow. But at the moment, I'd have to lock in Drake.
Drake?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. He'd be probably top 5 for me of all time.
Top 5?
Yeah. Eminem's number 1 for me.
Oh, actually, there's a Biebs.
Oh, yeah. You know what?
People act like they don't listen to it.
Yeah, so it's exactly what I was about to say. People act like they don't like the Biebs, man. The Biebs, he might be.
He makes some tracks, man.
Exactly, he makes.
He's in the
bangers,
top 5,
mate.
He's in the top 5.
He makes bangers, and if anyone says that I know no one's going to want to admit it, but he is the Michael Jackson of our time. It's just the way, either him or Chris Brown, but you can't say Chris Brown because of everything that happened. But Justin Bieber, he constantly releases bangers. It's just that simple. His latest album was ridiculous. Mad. Favorite movie of all time?
Favorite movie? I do like Troy.
Bro, that's mad. Hector. What is that? The front?
Yeah. Troy. I like Troy.
What a gangster.
Yeah. I'll probably say. Yeah, it was actually a movie I was thinking about not long ago that I wanted to watch again, but I forgot what it was. But at the moment, first movie that pops in my head is Troy.
Bro, Brad Pitt, the man.
Yeah, Brad Pitt, legend.
The man. I love him, bro. Him and Denzel Washington.
Yeah,
sickest actors.
Is that yours?
Like, as in, Denzel Washington's probably he's number one.
I like him in that movie, the airplane one, when he's a
Flight.
pilot. Yeah, that's a good movie.
Bro, he's good in everything. Training Day.
Training Day.
Bro, every movie that, like, Denzel is so good that he takes average movies. If someone else was playing his role, it'd be an okay movie. But because he's playing it, it makes the movie mad.
Yeah, and you know if he's going to be in a movie, it's going to be a good
one.
movie.
100%.
Even what's his name, Morgan Freeman. He goes right.
Yeah, he's good. He's good as well. His voice, it's just like this iconic. You could say anything and it sounds mad. Oh, just like a mad talker.
Good voiceover.
Yeah, 100%. And what if you had a goal for next year? What would it be, or the next 12 months of your career?
My goal, I think, after capping all the games I can, I think learning what I can, the best out of myself, I suppose, as a person, and being, I suppose, the goal's more off field of being the best person I can be, with everything. My upbringing, stuff like that, that
just working on stuff.
That's still. I'm working really hard off the field with that, and I want to become the best person I can be.
Okay, so you're still actively working on the things that are still, childhood things that are hanging around. Yeah,
kind of. I'm working really hard to. You just putting all the pieces together, and I think that goal is to, by the end of the year. By the end of the next year, to be able to, have that freedom of,
move past all the kind of stuff.
I've got a better understanding. And,
that's good, man. Because to be aware of it, a lot of people aren't aware that childhood trauma and things that happen can really affect you for your whole life if you don't become aware of it. Yeah,
and Obviously, I got to a stage where, when that played a lot on my mind, and I obviously had to call out and obviously see someone for that. So to get that and
100%,
to get on board of that, makes
and
I suppose anyone that goes through anything, life a lot easier.
Oh, and you have to see someone, because you're feeling all these feelings, and how many other guys do you know that have not had their parents to be able to even talk to them about? So you've got to have someone that can actually understand what you're actually saying. You can say to me, I didn't have my parents around, but I'll never be able to understand it because I haven't felt it. So how am I supposed to relate to you?
Nah.
Whereas you go to a therapist and they've seen it before, so they can
they know they work with a lot of people. They know so
no,
by the end of next year, I think that's a goal, and I think once at the end of this year, and it's gone fantastic. I'm going really well, and I think once as this is going on, I think I'm becoming a better player as well.
Well, I was just about to say, look at Darius Boyd. Got all his stuff sorted. Yeah. He's playing the best footy he's ever played in his life.
Yeah.
A year ago, he hadn't addressed... about a year and a half ago, he hadn't addressed all of his issues. And he was spiralling out of control. Now he's got his issues addressed. He's playing fullback for Australia.
Yeah, he looks like he's happy. And
and he might be a future captain of the Broncos.
Yeah.
Like a leader of men, So obviously it can happen, and he had a similar situation here. He didn't know his father.
Yeah, and for him to, open up about that, it's just, it makes... I'm sure not we're not the only ones, and I'm sure there's more out there. And
mate, plenty of kids
for him to as he's the player that he is, and his stature, I think that helps a lot of people, like players as well.
Oh, 100%. And it gives you a bit of light at the end of the tunnel, because you can see like a player like him has done it. I can do it too. And then kids underneath you can look at you and see he did it.
That's exactly right. It makes you feel more comfortable to open up. So.
No, it's good.
It's gone great. So
No, it's good, man. It's really good. Well, that's it, brother. We've actually I've been enjoyed it that much. We've gone over time, so I apologise.
That's all right, mate.
But yeah, thanks for coming on, brother. It's been awesome.
Happy to be here, mate.
Boom. To support the Locker Room, go to moneyball.com.au and sign up for free today. You pick your starting 9 with a $60,000 salary cap and you play for real cash.